advanced series, and after completing the CSS beginners to advanced series previous week, now I'm starting with JavaScript, and after that React will start. So whoever wants to do the certification, there will be a link there, and for the certification thing there, it's a bit of a paid thing, and you will get access to my Friday classes, Friday doubt solving classes, and also you'll get access to my community, private community, and rest is that you have to complete the assignment to get the certification from my company, and if you don't want the certification, just enjoy this and learn something about JavaScript. And we are going to complete everything in JavaScript. We are going to complete your first the basic JavaScript, then the JStorm, then we are going to do async JavaScript, then we are going to do ES6, and finally we are going to do one or two projects in JavaScript. So wait a sec, and let me start by sharing my screen. Okay, so what we are going to do, so we are using something known as Jsbin to okay. So what is this Jsbin? Jsbin is a online editor. So what happens in this, we can directly get the JavaScript and the console part. So it is much better to show it here than opening in a browser console and all. So we will learn it here only in the Jsbin, the JavaScript. Now let me increase the font size a bit. It is already increased to 150. I think 150 is more than enough. So yeah, what is JavaScript? I think most of you know what is JavaScript. JavaScript was originally designed to add interactivity to any project, any website. So the click handlers and all those things, when internet was created in 1995, all the click handlers and all those things were because of JavaScript, and slowly JavaScript have evolved a lot. Even the creator didn't thought that it will evolve a lot. Earlier every desktop app was used to be made in Java till 2000. Then the age of Facebook came, and when the Facebook web apps got released, now everything is made in JavaScript. There is nothing like desktop app anymore, although there are some desktop app, but not that much desktop apps as it used to be there 10 years back. Now everything is a web app, and so that's why the demand of front-end engineers is that so much. So you have to learn only HTML, CSS, JavaScript and React. The main library Vue and Angular are also there, but React is the main thing to learn after JavaScript and ES6. We'll know why ES6. And if you want to learn React, it will be there next week. React will be there next week, so stay tuned for that. And it will also be a 5-day master class, 5-day master course, live everywhere on YouTube. It will be live. It will be live on other platform in which I do generally live, the LinkedIn and all those things, Twitch, and two places at Facebook. There are two accounts on Facebook. Okay, so let's get started. And JavaScript is actually very easy to learn, but very difficult to master. So we will see the part which is easy to learn, because see, the difficult to master part will take years. Means it will take years, and there are actually 4 books if you want to master JavaScript from the how the language has been created. You have to read 4 books known as You Don't Know JavaScript. So they are so thick books, and you can read all, and it will take more than 4 years to master, but you don't need that much time to master it. Because when you learn JavaScript, the main motto should be learning React, because React will give you a job. React is will give you the future for the next 10 years. You don't even have to think anything, just blindly learn React. Don't think about any other shiny objects like machine learning and all those things. Just learn React. Okay, so someone is telling me hello, so let me also tell him hello. Okay, so and let's get started now. So as I've told, we write the JavaScript code here, and the console is here. So console is what? Console is, if I right click and inspect, this is the console in which we can see the JavaScript code. Okay, sorry for that. Today I think there is some festival here in Bhopal, means some Choti Diwali or something. So a lot of crackers are there, means I didn't thought. Okay, so let's get started then. So the thing is that first we'll learn about variables. So variables, as if you're coming from any background, any programming language like C++ or something, variables are a must. So variables are always there. Okay, so there are different type of variables. Okay, so the first, but JavaScript is a weakly type language. It is also known as a weakly type language because we don't have something like integer or something. Everything is a var. So there are three types of types there in JavaScript. One is var, which was there since 1995, and it is still there. But in 2000 there was a lot of issues with var. So in 2015, when the new ES6 came, which we are going to learn in detail also on the fourth day, most probably on the fourth day. So when ES6 came, so they invented let and constant. ES6 was invented in 2015. Now every browser supported it completely. So let's get started with variables. So as I told, there are three variables type. One is var, one is let, and one is const. So let us create all. So variables and var f name. So see, the way I am writing it, this is known as camel case in JavaScript. N is capital, F is small. Okay, f name, bindu, var. Okay, so let the next one be let l name equal to Viswas and const full name equal to Nabin to Biswas. As you see, we don't have something like integer or float or something like that. So JavaScript compiler only checks what it is, and it will do it accordingly. Here I am taking all of them as string, but we'll see other things also. And there is something known as console.log. So the whatever the is whatever the we can print it on the console. So some output we can print it on the console. So I want to print this variable name. So f name, I'll print f name I'll name and full name. I'll do run it. So all of these three will come in the console, and as I've told, this is also the console. See here, it will also come, but we'll better see it here. If some problem is there, then only we will see there is a problem in the when we'll go a bit ahead. So at that time we might see there. Okay, so that is there. And now one of the main thing, wait a sec, one of the main thing which I am going to tell is that it's a bit of cold here in the north. It's a bit of cold. Okay, so the main thing is there is a one issue with var. So that was the reason that JavaScript committee created let, mainly the let. So the problem with var is that var is functional scope, not blocked scope like all languages. So now what is block scope? So let us see what is block scope first, and what is not block scope. So why JavaScript is not, why var is not block scope, we'll see that. So what is a block? So suppose there is if statement is there. So this if statement we are going to learn later on also, this if statement. Okay, later. So if true I am giving, if true, so when I will give if true, so what will happen? So just it will always go inside. It means if true. So if statements are like that, whenever something is true, condition is true, it will go inside. So here the condition is always true because I'm giving true. True is a boolean thing, so it is always be true. And var. So we'll learn about the data types also later on. So var num1. So see, I'm giving a number variable type. Here I have given the string, so I can give like this also, var num1 and console.log of inside if var plus num1. So this like plus things also we can do. Okay, and another thing I will going to do outside if var, and if I run it, clear it, run it, both of them will give thing. But in any other language, this will be false, this one will be false. We see what is block. Block means if a statement is running the block, it will also create a block, so it will end from here to here. So if I declare something inside it, its scope ends here only. Its scopes, this is known as scope, so its scope will end here only. Scope will end here only. But in var it is not like that. Its scope is not ending, and we are able to print it this outside if var. Okay, so that is about it. And so but one more thing, let is not block scoped. Let is not let is blocked scope. Okay, so how let is block scope. So I will do let num, maybe num2 I will take, num2 equal to 20. And now one sec, I will comment this out. I will uncomment this also. I want to show something else also. So let num2 inside if, let's give the correct thing inside if let, inside if let, clear it, save it. See, it is giving reference error. num2 is not defined because num2 scope ends from here till here. num2 scopes ends here, so num2 is not defined. So this is a thing which will happen in other languages also. The same thing will happen in other languages also. Okay, so but as I have told that hi the geek, someone is telling hi on the chat. Okay, so what is a functional scope? So if I am telling that this is not block scope, num is not block, so num is functional scope. So what is this functional scope? So I will create a function var ex. So this is how we create function. We are going to see this thing again, var ex. Okay, var ex, and this with the function keyword we create function in JavaScript, nothing else like that. And then control X, control V. Okay, okay, and outside if wow. Okay, it's okay. So let me clear it, let me run it. See, now this is also given reference error. See why? Because okay, and even I can call, I should call this function also var e. Anyways, then also it will give an error, but at least it will print that thing. Okay, it will print this inside if var it is printing, this thing is printing, and then outside after that it is giving me an error here. So it is giving me an error here because as I have told, var is functional scope, not block scope. So of this var is function scope. So if I declare a variable inside a function, it will end here only. So it is ending here only. Okay, so that's why var is functional scope. So this is what about the var. Now okay, so now var and const letter done. Now one thing more is that there is a something known as const. What is const? Okay, const is simple, as it is telling it is const. So it will be like const num4 equal to maybe 39 and num4 equal to 40 and console.log of num4. If I clear it and run it, see, it is giving me error because you cannot reassign a const variable. So that is what const variable means. Okay, so that is done. Okay, so now let me open another Jsbin, and it opens like this. Then we have to do the we can open everything, but we are opening only the JavaScript and console. We don't need the HTML and CSS now. So now what we are going to learn, we are going to learn about data types. Okay, data types. So what are the data types? So every language have data types. So do JavaScript have data type? So let me first write about the data types, which are the type of data types. Okay, so there are 6 type of data types in JavaScript. Okay, and they are like strings, numbers, boolean, null, undefined, and symbol. So these are the 6 data types in JavaScript. So see, I will tell about them now. So what are they? They are known as data types, or they're also known as primitive data types. Okay, primitive data types. It is there in every language. Every language has this something else, but these are JavaScript data types. But string, numbers, and boolean are almost same in every other language out there. So string in JavaScript is represented by double quotes or single quotes, and nowadays it is also represented in ES6 ES6 by this. This is known as tilde, which is below the escape key. So you can give a string inside this only. I will tell about it features later on. Okay, so the next thing is numbers we all know, 10, 20, everything, but there is a difference from other language. Okay, and that difference is that the numbers in JavaScript, we don't have anything like integer, float, and all those things. We don't have that, like int, float, and all those things are not there. Everything you can take, like float also you can give an integer also, anything. And boolean, just like any other language, it is true and false. Okay, so now there are three more things, but this null and undefined are very different. Okay, so what is null and what is undefined? So see, null and undefined both means that there is no value. Both means the absence of one value, empty value. Both means simply means empty value. But null means something which is assigned by the user, empty value but assigned by the user. And undefined means empty value but assigned by JavaScript. So if you don't assign anything, it will be undefined. And a very good example I've heard somewhere is that suppose you're going to fill a form in India, that is mainly in India. If you're going to fill a form and there is something which is not applicable, so we write NA. I don't know how many of you know these physical forms were there. So we used to write NA, not applicable, and some things we just used to leave it as blank. So the person who is reading those forms, you will come to know, okay, this is both of them means it is not there. But sometimes we have to do NA, it is not applicable. So not applicable means null. And undefined, what is undefined? Undefined means we are not giving it. And so both means the same thing, but then okay, so now we'll see a bit of the data types, how to do that. So const name equal to Nabindu, const age equal to 39, const rating equal to 5.5. see, we can take it like this also. Const is developer equal to true, const x equal to null. So see, I can assign null also, like even I can assign, if I want, I can assign undefined also like this. Okay, const y equal to undefined, and let z or z. So this thing, so I was telling about this, if you don't assign anything, this will be undefined. But now we can see the type of also all these things. Okay, so let us see the type of. Okay, console.log type of name age rating is developer x y z or z. So type of is the operator which will give the type of, as the name says, it will give the type of. So something is a number, something is a string, it will give it. So if I run it is string, obvious. This is number, it is obvious. This is boolean, it is obvious. But a very big but, this type of x is the object. Okay, we'll come back to it. This is undefined, and as I was telling that if you don't assign anything, it is undefined. But y type of x is an object and not a null. So actually, that is a very big bug in JavaScript, because those who don't know, JavaScript was created in 3 days. Because in 1995, when internet was quite new, there was only one browser there, which was from Mozilla. No, it was Netscape browser was there. So it was going to release. Netscape browser was going to release, but there need to be some language there, and the creator of JavaScript created JavaScript in a hurry in 3 days. So there are many bugs left in JavaScript which cannot be resolved till today, because we cannot say that a type of X type of null, we will change it from object, because some developer might have checked it. We will see how to check it also in if statement or somewhere. So a lot of old sites will fail. Yeah, and right now also there are old sites which are there from 1995, and maybe some other developers and some other places have made it. So all of the half of the internet will break if they try to solve these issues, solve this bug. So they didn't solve this bug. What they did, they created a new thing altogether, and means or just like the bug in the var thing which I was telling, that function scope, that was also a bug. Okay, and they solved it with let. But this is not a that much difficult bug, and if type of it is giving like that, it's okay. But there are many places in type of double equal to people used to check, and that's why now it cannot be changed. Okay, so now we will look into strings. Okay, so I'll come here, JavaScript console, and const name equal to bindu. We'll look into string concatenation now. Const age equal to 39. And so there are two ways, the old way and there is a ES6 way. So the old way is console. We used to use a lot of plus plus plus. So if you don't use a plus, you give a comma, it will go to the next line. So we always use plus. So we'll do like this: my name is. So after this I want a variable, so I will give a plus name plus, and I am plus age plus old. So let me run it. See, that we are already getting. My name is, there is no space here, there is no space here, there is no space here. So we have to remember it, that oh, I have to pass a space here, I have to pass a space here, I have to pass a space here, I have to pass a space here. So this is something which I have to remember. Now it is okay. So the new way is through something known as template string, which I was telling about. Instead of this single quotes, you can have a double quote also, it doesn't matter. The new way is console.log backtick. I will do my name is, and I will not give this plus or something, I will give something which is dollar curly bracket name, and I am dollar age old. So see, this is a different type of format. This dollar and this curly bracket is required. So I don't even have to see, this is like an English word, I don't even have to think about it. Okay, after this plus will come, I will from myself only I will give this spaces. Okay, so and it will be like this. Okay, so it is working fine. Okay, so the next thing which we are going to do, we are going to look into some string methods. So there are a lot of string is also very important data. So there are a lot of string methods. So const str equal to hello JavaScript. Okay, so there are a lot of string methods as I was telling. So console.log str dot length. Okay, and so as you might have guessed, str.length will give the length of this string. Okay, now similarly there are many other functions are also there, and if you want to look on the functions, a very good place is that string methods mdn. So you search for it. Mdn stands for Mozilla Developer Network. It is better than W3 School or something else. So all the string methods will be there. See, these things are there. This don't go after this. They are deprecated. So it is also written deprecated, experimental. So all these are there. Okay, string method, arrays methods are more than string method. We'll come to that, but let us do that, some of them. So console.log str dot to uppercase. As you might have guessed, this to uppercase will make it to all to uppercase. Okay, Control C, Control V. Suppose like this, we have two lowercase also. Clear it to lowercase. It will make everything as lowercase. And similar to this, we have something known as str dot includes. So it will give me true or false. So if I do includes Java, just Java is there. Okay, so it will give me true, and includes COBOL. So there is no word like COBOL here, and it will give me false. So this is on this is for string methods. So now we will learn about arrays. Okay, again Jsbin. Okay, so we will learn about arrays. Are very important thing. Arrays are a type in which we can store something in a sequence. So array is there in all the other languages, so it is there in JavaScript also, and it always start with the index one. So like const, lang, but there is a bit of difference in JavaScript than other languages. Okay, so I'll come here, JavaScript, Java, C++, Golang, Kotlin. But see, I'm having everything as string, but on the top of it I can have a number and a boolean or anything else also. Okay, number and a boolean or anything else also. So this is not possible in any other language, but only in JavaScript. JavaScript, in other languages we have some integer array, string array, and all those things, but we don't have something like this. So if I do a console dot log lang, it will give me the all of the array, but this is not how we use array. So if I want to access something, so I can do it by 2, but as I have told that array start from 0 index, so this is 0 1 2 C++ will come. So similarly I can add also an element. I want to add some element, so I'll do lang 3 equal to C. Okay, and then let me do a console dot log of lang, clear it, run it, and see the C will be added at 3. C will be added at 0 1 2 3, exactly at 3 C will be added. So beside that we have some other methods also in JavaScript to add something, so to push, and then on push and pop. They're the important. There are two other there, so you can learn about them also, but the push and pop is there always, because most of the time if you have a array, you're going to insert also at the end, you're going to delete also from the end. So for that, push and pop are there, but we have two other shift and unshift that you can see. I will tell about the push and pop. So lang dot pop, I will do. So I will do 2 times. Why I will do 2 times? I want to remove this 5 and true. Okay, 5 and true I want to remove. So see, clear it, run it. See, this 5 and true are removed. With this 5 and true are removed, and this console log is showing only this. Now I want to push something. Okay, push I have like this lang dot push, like Pascal. I'll push. Let me push only one time. Save it, clear it, run it. Pascal is push at the end. So okay, so this is how we do some operations. Okay, so now let us see some. Let me comment this all out, and we'll see some methods. As I have told, arrays, they have a lot more methods, and a lot more methods we are going to learn in ES6. Arrays are the most important data structure in any language, and so it is the most important in JavaScript also. Okay, so what are there? Okay, array methods mdn I will do. So you can find all the array methods are there, and there are a lot of array methods. Okay, so here let me do that. Console.log array dot is array lang is there. So this will check whether the pass thing is an array or not. So we clear it, run it, it will pass me true. So if I pass means like 2, any index I will pass, so it will be a string. So because it will be replaced by string, so it will give me false. So similarly to that, I have this too also. Just let me copy it, and instead of a string, so I have to give this lang dot includes. But this is different. What this is going to do, this is going to search each of the element if something is there. So if Java is there, which is there, so it will give me true. If COBOL is not there, it will give, but it will search each index. Okay, so that is different from string. Actually string, internally string is also array, because this all these things can be 0 1 2 3 4. It can be seen like that. Okay, so that is there. Now what we are going to do, we are going to do objects. Okay, objects we are going to do. So objects are also as important as arrays. Objects, okay, so objects are nothing but key value pair. Okay, key value pair. So again I'm running out of space, so I'll do a Jsbin here. Okay, so const person equal to arrays are nothing but key value pair. So let me do it like this. F name bindu. So key is always a string, but it is not required to have it in this string. Okay, but it is always a string. And you might be thinking that the value is should also be string, but value can be anything. So this is a simple array. So this is how a object is there. Okay, so if I do console.log of person, what will be done here? So this is some bug in Jsbin, so it gives us this object. So if I check it here in the console, clear it, run it, so it's, this is how the object looks. Okay, but yeah, this is not that difficult. Okay, ignore this object. This is how it is there. Okay, and now how I access elements in an object. So in an array I was accessing by the index, like we have seen, like 2 and all these things. But objects are a key value pair, and there are two ways to access key value pair of an object. Okay, one is this person dot f name I do, and it will give me Nabindu. So control C, control V, and the other, this is known as dot notation. Okay, this is known as dot notation, and the other notation is known as index notation. Okay, bracket notation, not index notation, bracket notation. I have to give a L name, but I can I cannot give a L name like this. I have to always give it inside a quotes, single quotes. Yeah, single quotes only, better to give in a single quotes. Okay, so this thing is in a quotes. Okay, and if I clear it, run it, it will also give me this thing, but mostly time we prefer this is preferred in there is another type of object known as Json objects, in which this one is also a string. Okay, so in that what happens, you can give some space also, like L name, so it is like that. Okay, so rest is okay. So we have some as string and array, we have some object method also, and you can again check the MDN, but object methods are not that much. Most of the methods are there in array, and those will be used most. Okay, so like we'll see two of them. Console.log of object dot keys person and object dot values person. So what does this give you all the keys in an array, and what does this does, gives you all the values in an array. So let me run it. So see, it will give me, so, and this is a very useful method. See all the keys it is giving me, f name, L name, and age, all the values it is giving me in an array. So this is what it is all about. So now we are done with this. Now we'll come to an very important concept known as loops. So loops are there in almost every programming language. So what happens, if I'm going to repeat something, we will use the loop, so that it is we can do it in a much a bit okay. So to know every variable, you don't have to start with const, it can start with var and let also. It can start with var and let also. Okay, so now we are going to look into something known as for loop. Okay, so loops and loops are very important. Okay, as I was telling, so we look into the most important loop, which is the for loop. Okay, so let us get a syntax, and it is there in every other programming language also. For let I equal to 0, I is less than equal to 10, I plus plus, and console.log. Let us use this because we already learned about it. Loop number okay, so this is like this, console.log, and this is a for loop, traditional for loop, and it will give me, it will run it for 10 times. So how it runs, it is very important to know how this for loop is running. Okay, so for loop, it will run like let I equal to 0 I have, so it is initializing the variable let I equal to 0, then I is less than 10, so it is checking, okay, less than equal to 10, 0 is less than equal to 10, yeah, it is true. And when it is true, for the first time it will come like this, and it will come down, so and it will print this 0. Then when it will go up, it will not go here, let I equal to 0, it will go from here, from the right hand side, I plus plus, it will do I plus plus means I equal to I plus 1, so I will become 1, then it will check 1 is less than equal to 10, yeah, 1 is less than equal to 10, come here, I value is 1, like this it will go 2 3 5 6 7 9 10, 10 also it will come, 10 is less than equal to 10, yes, 10 is less than equal to 10, and it will print 10, then it will come up, and it will make 11. 11 is less than or equal to 10. No, it is not true, so it will exit the loop. So the moment this statement is not true, it will exit the loop. So this is how for loop works. Okay, so now let us see about there is another loop known as while loop, and it is much more easier when we see the while loop in comparison to the for loop, because the same loop we can change it to a while loop also. How we can change it? And while loop, it will be much more easier. So let I equal to 0, and then while loop starts like while I is less than equal to 10, and the same thing I will have here, then I will have I plus plus. So see, this is much more divided. So this initialization anyway program runs from top to down. So this initialization will be done only once. Let I equal to 0. Then we'll check this thing less than equal to 10, same like this. Then we'll do the console log. Then we're doing the I plus plus. So it is very easy to see how the while loop works, and it is, as I've told, it will work like same. Only if I clear it, run it, it will work like same, and the logic is almost same. So this is how while loop works, which is much simpler to see than for loop. But I will tell one thing: most people are going to use for loop only, not a while loop in a code. Okay. So this is all about, and then we are going to learn about conditional. So only this much is on in the loop. Letter const, best case to use. So as I've told with const, I think this one is for const. See, if I am not going to change this value, then you should go for const only. But if I'm going to, in the future, I'm going to change this value deep down, I should use let, if I want to change. And I am going to let and const a bit more deep when we'll do the ES6, because this is actually ES6. This is not the normal JavaScript which we are learning now. So const, as it is telling, const means constant. We are not going to change this. Like, so this is giving error. This was giving me error. This is giving me error because we cannot change. But if I change it to a let, it will not give me error. It will not give me error. It will print 40. So this is how when let is used. Okay, hope it is clear. So now we are going to look into conditions. So conditions are something like the if loop, which we have. If statement is not a loop, if a statement which you have seen earlier. So if statements are what? If something is true, then it will go inside or it will not go inside. If the condition is false, so these are known as conditions. So in the loops also, the condition were true, then only it was going inside. So in the statements also, if the condition is true, then only it will go inside. So let us do that. And const x equal to 10. Okay, so one thing you just keep in mind. So I'm making x equal to 10. It's a string 10, it's not a number 10. Okay, because I want to show the statement plus one more thing I want to show. If x equal to 10, so equal to less than equal to, these are all comparison operators. So this is how we compare things. Okay, so then console.log x is 10, clear it, run it, x is 10. Okay, you might be thinking, okay, it is okay, but this is not okay. In any other language also this is not okay. In JavaScript also it should not be okay. See what I am doing, I am comparing like this. String 10 equal to number 10, but should not be equal. String 10 is different than number 10. Types are different, everything else is different. Okay, it should not be equal. But why JavaScript does that? Because this is again a small bug in JavaScript. When we do a double equal to, what is it doing? it does a type conversion. So it was checking that, okay, x string, like this, it was checking like this. Okay, a string 10 is there here, and there is number 10 in the right hand side. So it will convert this string 10 into number 10, and then it will compare, and it will be x is 10. Okay, so this is how it converts internally. So this is the problem with double equal to. So what we do, so we have another operator in JavaScript only. This is not there in any other language, in Java or anything else. We have a triple equal to also. Double equal to is there in every other language, but not triple equal to. Triple equal to is only in JavaScript. So if I do this, if I run it, see, nothing will happen, because actually now the comparison will not be done, the conversion will not be done, sorry, comparison, not conversion, will not be done. And then I will, we have else part also. Else part is what? So if part is false, then only else part will run. Okay, so then console.log x is string 10. Okay, clear it, run it, x is string 10. So this one was false, that way it had gone here. So this is all about. So now one more thing, we have something known as if else if statement also. So we will see that const z equal to 59 if z is greater than 100, then console.log z is greater than 100, and instead of else we have else if also. So what happens in else if the first statement is false, then only it will go to the second statement, or else it will come out. Just like in the if else statement, the second statement will only be run when the first statement is not true. So else if is there, then z is greater than 80, and z is greater than 80, z is greater than 60, and the last else is z is less than 60. So this is all about, means it will either, if this is true, it will print this and here only. If this is true, then you might have guessed. So if nothing is true, then it will go here. Okay, so let me save it and clear it and run it. Z is less than 60 because Z is 59. So let me do a Z is 79. Clear it. Z is greater than 60 because it is coming here. Okay, so it is coming here. So yeah, this is there. Now there is something known as or and operator also in JavaScript. Okay, so we'll learn about them. Const x equal to 20, const y equal to 30 if x equal to 20. So we are learning about or and operator. So or means or is like this, two pipes. Okay, y equal to 40 and console.log any one of the statement is true. Any one of the statement is true. Run it. So what is happening here? See, x is 20, and so or operator means literally it means or. So if any of the statement is true, it will be true. So this is true, but this is false, but then also it will come inside. Or means if any of the statement is true, whether on the right hand side or on the left hand side, any of them is true, it will do. So similarly, we have something like and any of the both of the statements are true, which is not there. So see, this is anyways running from here. Let me comment this out. Nothing is coming because this one is means this one is true, but this one is false, so it will not go inside. So and means like this. So this is and okay. So we will look into another thing which is we use at a lot of places, which is known as ternary operator. So ternary operator are short form of if else statement only. So first I will do a if else statement, then I will show that how to do a ternary operator of it. Okay, const z equal to 10 and let color I will do if z is greater than 10, then color equal to red, else color equal to blue. Okay, so this is a normal if else statement. Okay, z is equal to 10, it will be false and color will be printed as blue. So console.log of color, run it, and console.log color, clear it, run it, and it is giving me blue. So this if else statement, we are going to convert it into ternary operator. So how we are going to convert it into ternary operator? So const, so here see, ternary operator are beneficial because we are going to change everything in one statement. Okay, const color 2 equal to z is greater than 10. So this comparison we are doing, and then we are going to give this question mark is there, and then red I will print, or blue I will print, and then console.log color 2 I'll do, and see z is greater than 10. Okay, let me do one thing, let me print it the opposite, z is less than 10. No, maybe z is equal to 10. I'll do, okay, like this, and it will give me red because z is equal to 10 is true. Then it will go to the red, or else it will go to the blue. And if I give it greater than 10, clear it, it will, both of them are get blue. So this one is also giving blue. Okay, so this is all about it. Okay, so now we are going to look into another thing which is known as the switch statements. So the switch statements are actually very important because we are going to use it a lot in React also. So switch is nothing but if else if statement, which we have seen earlier, if else if statement, but it's a different way to give it. So const color equal to blue I will take. Okay, switch color case is red, console.log color is red, break. I have to give, let us take for 2-3 more colors. It is okay. So red, green, blue, and there will be a default also, which will be console.log no color matched. So you might have guessed what it is. So what it is like a if else system. So blue is there, so red it will come, no it is not there. Green it will come, no it is not there. Then it will go here blue, and this will print here, and the break statement tells that come out of it. Okay, and if nothing is there, the default will be done. Okay, so if I run it, it is like if I give a purple, lever it, run it, no color matched. Okay, so this is all about everything. So actually we have covered all of JavaScript, main JavaScript, all of JavaScript. After this DOM and async, they are advanced form of JavaScript. This is remaining, and ES6 is modern JavaScript. Okay, so the main JavaScript is done. So JavaScript is this much only. Only one topic is remaining that I will finish now, which is known as functions. So this is the last topic of JavaScript, and someone was asking in one of my group how you will going to cover so many things. No, JavaScript not that much. It can be easily covered in 1 week with project also. So each topic will take only 1 day, 1 hour. Maybe I'm a bit fast in my classes. I will be a bit slow also, because I'm covering almost 90% what I generally cover in classes. But maybe each thing I will take it to 2 classes, and it's on a Zoom class. And there are a lot of people ask a lot of things, and there I answer a bit more. Anyways, this is on YouTube, so the time constraint will always be there. So what are functions? So functions are there in any language to divide code in manageable chunks. So in JavaScript there are 4 ways to declare a function, so we will learn about all of them. Okay, so number 1 is known as function declaration. The normal way, the most common way. Function add nums is num1 comma num2 and console.log num1 plus num2, like this. So this we have done, but now we have to call it with some parameters. Okay, so add nums 20 comma chachi is done, run it. So 50 is coming. So how it ran means function keyword is necessary, add num is there. These are known as parameters, and we can pass anything 20, 30, 50, 60. 2 parameters of passing, it is just adding. So this is method number 1. So method number 2 is known as function expressions. Okay, from here we are entering the JavaScript territory, because these all things are very exclusive to JavaScript. This is not there anywhere else. Function expression. So JavaScript, we say one thing in JavaScript, that JavaScript functions are first class citizens. Okay, so const multi nums we are going to do. Okay, and see, we are making it equal to, okay, equal to this. So we're giving a function equal to function. So we are making a variable equal to a function. This is not possible anywhere else, as I was telling. Num1 comma num2, and let me do a console.log. It is multi nums. Okay, so I'll do num1 into num2 and multi nums 20 comma 30. Clear it, run it. 600 is coming. Okay, so this is how. And one more thing I want to tell. See, if I, instead of console logging here, if I do one more thing, if I, so that can happen in this one also. It is not like that I can do it here only. Return, I'll do return num1 into num2, I'll do, and here, so it is returning something. So either I have to catch it in a variable, or I can do one more thing. I can do a console.log like this. Let it run it. I will get the 600. So this is another way to returning. Okay, so now because of ES6 we got two other methods also for functions. So this was before ES6, before 2015, but after ES6 we got two more other ways also, and which is known as arrow functions. So arrow function is a special type of function. If you, as I've told, JavaScript is very difficult to master. So easy to learn, but it's very difficult to master. Okay, so what I did, there was a confusion with this keyword in JavaScript. It's a very complicated. In fact, a 500-page book is there on just one keyword, this keyword. So this keyword causes a lot of problem. I also have some of the videos on my YouTube channel. You can go and check it out. So this causes a lot of problem in JavaScript. Okay, and because of that we have an arrow function which solves this problem, and also it is much concise to do. There are a lot of single statements which you can do it with that. Okay, so const, so we are going to change something like this multi nums only into arrow function. Okay, so let's not take the same thing, let's take a mod nums, but it will be almost same. So we don't have a function keyword here. Okay, function keyword is not there, so they are like function expression only. So num1 comma num2, and we have something like equal to we take, and the greater than sign will say, and there should be no gap like this. It should be like this, and this is known as a fat arrow. Then I'll do like this, and then I'll do return of num1 modulus, because I am doing a modulus of num2. And so modulus, as you might have guessed, modulus, what modulus does, mod returns the remainder. So remainder 30 divided by 20 is 20 only, because it will not able to divide it. If I give 60, 0, because it is completely divided. 30 into 30 divided by 60 is 0. The remainder is 0. This is the remainder. So okay, so the arrow functions are taken. So after this we are going to do this is something known as condensed arrow function. Okay, condensed arrow function. So what are they? Okay, let me take something like this only, and I will make it a div nums. Okay, so it will be like this, divided. Okay, so the last one is divided, it will be 2. Okay, as so what is this condensed? So condensed is something, if you have like this, if you have just one statement, and even if it is a return statement and we have just one statement, we can omit this thing, return, we can omit this thing. Okay, so run it too, same thing. And there is one more thing. Suppose I have some div not nums, I have some div num. Okay, let it be nums only, because we are going to do that. And here I am passing only one parameter, and the logic is like this. Okay, if I am pass one parameter, and logic is like that, I will always divide it by 5. I'll always divide it by 60 divided by 5 and all, so it will come 12. So that is okay. But the thing is that if something is like that, we can, even we are passing only one parameter, this logic is further, we are passing only one parameter, we can omit this also. clear it, run it, same thing. So see this, if you see this thing, this is totally impossible to say this is a function in any other language also. So this is something known as condensed arrow function, and it can be done in one line. So this is the power, this is the power. Okay, so and as I've told, I might have done a bit faster, but I have completed 95% of the things which I completed in my class. Maybe I will extend it to 2 classes, because a lot of doubt comes in the when I do the classes, group classes which I take. So I run boot camps every month. This web development boot camp just generally goes for around 2 months, and if you do React, it goes for around 1.5 months. So all these things, and I support you for a lifetime. So all these things goes like that, and as I told, I take up the pace a bit slower, and for corporate batches and all those things, okay, the pace is a bit slower than what I'm teaching right now, and because the students ask a lot of questions, okay. And with this, I have a class at 10 also, so I will close today's call. And if any one of you want to learn further, want to get certified, you can always, there will be a link in the description, you can go there and pay it, okay. And with this, I will end today's call. Thank you. And